All right, everybody, how we doing? How's it going? How we doing? How we doing? Hope you guys are well. What's up? What's up? What's up? Woo! Happy OPEX Day. Happy OPEX Day. I am excited to get into it. I am excited to share some news with you guys. If you have been waiting, we are going to get you guys a little something here. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to throw it in the chat so we can have it today. I am super pumped for you guys. But I'm really excited because today was just a fun day, you know? I actually have some not so great news about a trade I took. So I'm a little bit salty on that one. And it's okay. It's okay. But let me do this here. Check that out, everybody. We got them discount codes. Use code RAKE at VS3D to secure your discount off the VS3D platform. Woo! Let's go. Happy Friday indeed. Love good news on a Friday. What timing. So happy to secure that for you guys. I want to say it's like 10%. So it's not an earth-shattering number, but anything helps off a monthly subscription. So when you compare that to deals on those higher tier platforms, that's about the only deal you're going to get. So your mileage may vary. It still might be too steep for you guys. That is my chosen provider. That's who I'm going to shout out and use because I can help you get a discount. I'm not going to steer you away from other data platforms if you guys want to use them. Just know, if you want to put your trust in something, trust the guys who used to be market makers for big firms who have decades of experience in the banking and finance industry with regards to market making. So super happy to shout them out. Love Dan, love Matt, love the whole crew over there, and really excited for that partnership, guys. So if that is something you want to use, jump on board. But happy Friday. I know I wasn't able to catch much of Jake's stream, but I did see that he caught some nice trades on gold, I think it was. I personally caught a long on, this is where things get a bit shit for me. I caught some longs on NQ on my freshly funded TPT 25K accounts. And unfortunately walked away to deal with my kid and totally, completely blanked on the intraday trailing drawdown. So imagine being up $3,000 and then coming back and not being anywhere near your entry and to pull back absolutely fucking your shit and ruining your account. So that happened to me on those 25Ks, which is a bummer. But I was able to snag a couple more up on a deal and get them ready to get past. So it's not all bad, but it is very unfortunate. I just never trade these intraday trailing, and I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, I'm going to be good. Super frustrated, but it is what it is. So yeah, Polar Bear, I'm not going to lie to you. I took the trades. I should have known what the trade, like I should have known what it was, but I literally, like my kid was like, hey dad. So I walked out the room. I came back. I'm like, just glanced at the chart. I'm like, oh, still up. And then there's a little pullback. And even though it never got close to my entry because of intraday trailing drawdown and because it drew down where it did, you know, it is what it is. So it was on NQ. I'll see if I can find that entry. But essentially what I was doing, maybe I can do this side by side so you guys can see it. What the fuck? Is it going to do this again? I don't know what it is, but sometimes when I pull these up, I thought they were supposed to be like synced. But it is, what, oh, hold on. Let's go this way. Here we go. Okay. So basically, as we were kind of coming down and testing in here, I ended up getting long NQ right here. Because I was like, okay, you know what? We're holding. If we're not dumping down through here, we clearly are probably going to make a run back higher towards this kind of big balance spot on ES, right? Because if we were selling through here, everything would tell me if we're under this and market makers should be selling us more aggressively and it's not happening, there must be some active flow that is supporting us here. So if we get a bid back up in here, there's every potential to say as long as we cover through these short strikes, we should get this move here, right? So I took that on NQ, and basically this pullback is what absolutely fucked me. So even though I entered down here at 40, should have probably taken the profit off if I remembered it was a trailing drawdown. But I wanted to let it go for the bigger move, and it's unfortunate. So I did size more aggressively because it's a 25K account, but it's a intraday, not intraday, but daily payout. So I'm like, okay, if this goes, I can literally like double, I'll get past the buffer. I'll be able to take a payment today. So, very disappointed, but it is what it is. And they were cheap. I mean, that's the other thing, guys. Like the whole thing about these evals, these fundeds on TPT is that like they were 70 something bucks a piece. You know what I mean? Like, meh. So risk to reward, one payout wipes out 5 of those things. So it's not the end of the day. Like I said, we've already got the other ones halfway past. 2 more days and we're gravy. So, anyway, just catching up here. True trades happen to you too on a 25K. Yeah, I don't know, guys. And that's the thing. I guess that's where like the funded seat angle is appealing, right? Because there is the end of day drawdown on those daily accounts. So you have to do the math between like cheap, 50% off, easy to burn through them, but if you get the payout, it's a, high reward to a very low risk situation where you're paying a little bit more for those funded seats, for example, to have the opportunity to have end of day drawdown on a daily account, right? But is what it is. So just doing the math, doing the R to R thing on those 25Ks. That's why to me it was like, I'm not big on intraday trailing. And today was a lesson learned. I should have remembered, right? But I was just watching the market and I was like just staring at the chart. I literally did not think about it. So I'm very disappointed, obviously. But that's the game. Now I'm better prepared. But it's weird to be like, oh, I'm up $3,000. And because I'm up $1,500 on this pullback, now I'm flat. So unless I missed something. But yeah, the accounts were locked and liquidated. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But is what it is. Next time I'll just scalp those until I get the buffer and then I'll be more aggressive. So, you learn. But it's still a good week. I am up on some SPX spreads. I got one fly on there. I passed a couple Lucid accounts. Or not Lucid, what were those? Tradeify. So I'm feeling good. I'm actually kind of waiting too. I think I've mentioned to you guys before I got moved live with 10.4. And I'm kind of holding off on trading that live 10.4 account because I want to see, supposedly they've got some news coming on some other trading platforms. So I just want to give that a minute so that I can trade live with them on maybe. a different platform. So I want to see what the options are. That's the only reason I haven't updated anybody on that. But I would shout them out as well. 10-4 has some great deals. They expanded their drawdown. So if some of you are looking for that extra buffer, I think it's their Origin accounts have a $2,500 drawdown on the 50Ks instead of 2,000, which is appealing, right? So yeah. Did you ever trade with Legends Trading? Ripster, I will be 100% honest with you. I don't know what Legends Trading is. Is that a platform? Is that a prop firm? I have no idea. If I'm like Jake, I wouldn't mind intraday. Otherwise, intraday sucks. Intraday is just a trap for being greedy. Oh, it's a prop firm. No, I mean, I'm not familiar with them. Jake, you know, this is Jake's program. It's his situation. If it's a valid, like, firm and things shake up and they want to work with us, then I'm sure we'll do some business with them and see if we can get on board and get some codes there. But right now, I think we're kind of focused on people that have had some presence in the game. And I know 10-4, you know, technically is newer, but we're familiar with the guys over there. So you are kind of happy to throw your weight behind them. So yeah. But here, in particular, anything you see on the ticker is somebody that we are officially partnered with, where code RAKE is going to get you whatever the best discount is for that particular firm. And right now, obviously, when does it run out? I think the deal on TPT on those 50% actually runs out on Sunday or Monday, maybe. So if you want to snag that, I mean, $75 for 25K, I think it's like $90 for the 50Ks is all those were. It's really hard to like not tell yourself, hey, if I commit to this, I pass in 3 days and I have the possibility of that daily payout and kind of the idea of a live account, right? That's an attractive proposition. So I do want to kind of get into this. I know you guys probably don't care, but if you traded the overnight and if you guys saw anything in the Discord from me, if you're there, I'm going to focus on ES for a minute. So all you guys who go crazy when I don't look at NQ, just shut up. I'm kidding. But overnight, if you were looking at today's positioning, you'd kind of have this weird narrative of, I guess we didn't really lose anything, but why did we move through here? It's an empty range. What you would be missing is what actually happened. Is we basically, and this is going to explain OPEX for you guys who are super weird about OPEX out there. I don't know why people freak out about it. It's much different than it used to be, even just 2 years ago. So what used to happen with OPEX and why people always complain about OPEX and, I never trade OPEX because OPEX sucks and it's wiki and it's crazy. It's not the same. What used to happen is they couldn't really like hedge their positions, meaning broader people in the market, market makers, whoever, until the morning open. And what happens is, think about the S&P 500. You take all 500 names in the index, and depending on whatever their opening price is, you're settling out the contracts that expired for that morning, okay? Based on the settlement of all of those names in the S&P. So what would happen is you would get that settlement based on time and a snapshot of all of those things and what the price was. The index would settle at a specific price, and then whoever was holding those options that expired that morning had to do all of that hedging based on that moment. So at the open, you'd get this kind of crazy, weird behavior while that all got, settled out and hedged off. But now they can technically trade those contracts right up until the settlement, right? So what you get is essentially like an extra trading day squeezed in between yesterday's close and this morning's open. So it's more influential just in that time period right before the opening print, right? So when you look at that, and you look at the positioning coming in, and we had this big kind of sell right at the open. It's kind of hard to make out, I guess, for me, but This is the OPEX positions that expired at the morning. So when you think about everything happening in this last little bit before the open, this like last 20 minutes, and why we sold off pretty much that whole pump from London is because of this. If you're under that, it means selling, right? We talk about this every day. If you're not over something, you're under it. Where does that point you back to? And when we opened, right, we tried to recover, we rejected that again. But this whole thing is like, it's just like the end of day. When you guys see those end of days and like, why do we like drop here or we accelerate from here? A lot of it is because of those positions being traded into the opening print. But as soon as they're gone, then all we're left with is what we kind of already know coming in, right? So if I knew at the open we had this big bar, 8:30 opens, and we're right under that, they're going to hedge that. They have to, right? So we knew there was a big red bar here right over us. So this big rejection early was like the least surprising thing because we didn't open up above it to where it was a non-factor. And if anything, would have helped us. They would have had to buy futures. So because of that, and then this profile, right? This is the pre-market profile. Is it any surprise to you that we sold into this region? I think the more surprising thing to me, and why I was very cautious and I said I want to be very patient coming in, is because any failure up here meant today that we could go, I mean, look at that. Does any of that, this whole range basically was like danger zone. Okay. The fact that this was lurking there and meant if we sold to that, there was the potential to like absolutely dump because market makers would be selling even more futures. That's why I was very cautious today. But why I went long on NQ, on that bigger dip on NQ, was because of this. And I talk about this a lot. And I think some of you guys may, if you've been here at all, if you're familiar with me at all, you've heard me say, there's something to these days where it's okay to put some risk on and go long from like the do or die spot, right? If I told you, and I think I've had this up here before, right? Green bars, slow price down, red bars accelerated. If everything in this range is more red than green, and we sell through the red, you're sitting there going, that tells me we should be selling faster, further, harder, right? So if that's not happening and you're actually chopping around that area, what that should tell you is kind of like what Jake has said in the mastermind. If what should happen based on what you know isn't happening, take it as a sign. The sign to me is there's enough active people, there's enough people buying in the market right now to where if they turn this around and they're strong, all of this resistance turns into help and we can rip, right? So it's this idea of we should be selling, we're not selling. And if we're not selling, I kind of want to put some risk on there. And I even said it in the Discord, if you look at the timestamp, literally 8:55. Unless we dump, I think this is a buyable dip on the do or die spot basis. If you like risk for a reversal. Continuation lower from here is what should happen if the selling pressure is strong. The selling pressure was not strong enough. Hey, Peter. Look at the pinned message, my dude. Discount code for VS3D is available as of today. But that is the basis, this idea of do or die. If you're going to fail, you should be failing already. We should be selling. There shouldn't be this bouncing. We should be going, and then you're horny because if I see this and we get through the other side of it and we're already selling, damn, we can go, right? At least until down here where things might start slowing down. But if that's not happening, take it as a sign, right? So that was my impetus to go long. I think I'm actually more surprised that we blasted through this spot as easily as we did, but we also couldn't really extend from there, okay? London's out of the way now. We rejected that spot, right? If you can't get over that, you're under it. You're going to reject down, but where are we slowing down? We're kind of holding in this middle spot, right? But now we also know what is the risk below us. As long as we're over this, that's a lot of support. But man, if we get on the other side of it, right? So we're either going to hang out around here and try to make a break higher. We might just chop around this either side and effectively go nowhere. If you can't break below this kind of 76.90 spot, right? If you can't break under that and some sellers don't show up to help you, this move doesn't materialize. But if somebody does show up and sells, market makers are going to kind of cascade. So that is like a decent risk to reward spot. Hey Mitch, AJ from MM I'm sitting in 76, 60, 50 from earlier. Thought we were going to blow through the green bar and accelerate down. 60, 50. We could. Still possible. Oh, put spread, yep. Not a bad risk to reward if it does happen. Mick GRH. Yeah, this is like an element of order flow. I guess what I would tell you, Mick G, is I primarily am not looking at things like I have Bookmap up. I've yet to be able to see like anything for me in the way that I trade that I would share with you from Bookmap directly. But most order flow traders that I know are looking for, divergences. They're using footprint. They're using some volume weighted metric, right, to execute their trades. But I'm order flow in the sense of like, I'm watching for the price behavior around the things that I know mechanically are happening. Are market makers buying or selling futures? Is it harder or easier for me to capture this range, this place, right? And that's what I would tell you. So order flow in the sense of, yes, I'm using market maker, hedging dynamics. Are they buying or selling futures? To take directional trades. So if you guys are new and you didn't hear me talk about my trade this morning, I was able to take a trade on NQ, basically from us on ES, from the pre-market positioning, okay, coming in on the day. The fact that we were holding in this area, even though technically if we sold through it, we should kind of accelerate down a little more aggressively. Us holding there is where I went long on NQ right about here. So because we were holding, I said, you know what? I'm going to get way more points out of an NQ rip higher than I would on ES. So I'm going to take this trade on NQ, right? And then we did get that rip and move, okay? And then once we covered those strikes, knowing that if we moved through those and held over them, market makers now have to help buy futures. There's your order flow trade from me. AXP, what's up, my man? Feeling good. The risk, though, guys, from the current positioning and kind of with the previous pre-market positioning is very much any selling that compels us through this position here is going to accelerate it down drastically. Gotcha, pickup. Totally understand the methodology. Not enough coffee for me today, guys. But yeah, I think it's an interesting day because I can see, and if you guys, not to bore any futures traders here with this options ideology, if I was somebody trading an option strategy and I saw this positioning, I'd be talking about a butterfly. So from my perspective, okay, if I'm over this, I'm getting pinned in here. If I'm under this, I'm getting pinned in here. So somebody's going to make money the longer we stay in here, right? Probably looks like a, little something and some balls, right? But ranging around this area, this very heavy concentration of market makers long, means they are both buying and selling futures, buying and selling futures, which is why we do this. It's why we barcode. If you can't get shoved on either side of where that behavior changes, you tend to do this kind of choppy, grindy stuff. If you guys have been on any of these streams and we talk about why do we kind of keep coming back to a spot, right? I'm going to throw this on because I was working with somebody 2 days ago, a student of mine, and they came up trading VWAP, right? Exclusively. They only trade VWAP, right? So if I use VWAP anchored to today, or if I was looking at yesterday, throughout this period, more than likely VWAP kind of aligned with a big dealer long concentration that we were kind of oscillating around. And we tend to go from one area of dealer longs where they're keeping us kind of slower moving, chopping around, to another one. So if we get shoved beneath this concentration, and we know market makers in these red bars are going to move with us if we start selling, where are we more likely to go before we stop? Right? Where they are waiting to buy us up again. Okay? So if you think about that, we're going to hold over. So just two things. If you're a VWAP trader, think about it. If this is VWAP, right? This is where most of the volume and price action has kind of balanced out. You're thinking, as long as we're over that, I want to take trades this direction, right? And then I'm waiting to like short back down to it. That's generally what most VWAP traders are doing, right? They're taking directional trades from this balance and moving. So what if I told you that the single most important strike to us staying higher right now happens to be just under VWAP, because all of this red means that as long as we're over it, market makers are buying a lot of futures. They're buying hundreds and hundreds of minis on ES just because time is moving and we happen to be over it. That's it. That's the contract, right? That's the deal. The problem with that is it's hard for me to break any higher when I know that they are doing the same thing here, except they're selling at that big green bar. So why are we trapped between these two areas? Nobody is doing enough for the rest of the people trading in the market to overcome this selling or this buying. So if I know where they're sitting, I have more edge than the person who's only looking at that. Right? They don't know how risky it is to actually sell under 76.90, or why we suddenly would dump on a big candle like that if we got sold into that strike, right? They'd have to come up with some other explanation. But if you know that there's somebody with an obligation to do something, if you can map it, you can trade it, right? So one thing you could do right now is, I think I've got some demo accounts here. Let's see. Like if you want to see how I would personally trade this right now, this would be my trade, okay? Basically, prove to me that you have enough strength in the market to break back through all of the selling, and I want to capture any convexity that says if we sell through this area, I can capitalize on it. Right? Because it is more risky to the downside. There's more potential to like ramp down that far, right? If we get some selling. So if enough people show up and are aggressive enough to buy and shove through all of this selling that we know market makers have to do unless they get on the other side of it, right? I'm less attracted at this breakout as opposed to this one because I know that if we get shoved under there, they have to start selling. But I'm kind of asking the same question, right? Prove to me that if you sell, you've got enough selling to get them on board. Otherwise, I think we're just going to grind and chop around in here. But I want some risk on for this kind of outsized move, right? Then grinding and chopping. I don't want to take a long right here because it's going to take more effort. It's going to take a lot of time, right? To overcome what I know is selling. But this is attractive because it's only buying as long as we stay over it. They turn the other direction. They have to start selling if we sell down into it. So I'm okay putting that risk on, right? But there's a caveat here. I'm technically getting paid the longer we chop right here. I have an options trade on. So I'm okay taking a short on an eval, right? It is what it is. But if the market is strong and they have enough bidding that comes in to move through this resistance, then they can technically move up into this range. Potentially. It probably starts stalling out right about here, right? So that's pretty much how I trade, is off of that framework. But in an uptrend, actually probably is not a great idea. So I'm just realizing the straddle now is still 13 points and this is pretty thin. So you could actually get like a really nice breakout move to the upside. So that was probably pretty stupid, or I should have at least waited for this to do more of like that kind of trade, right? Let it work into the strongest correlation first. But again, this is just talking theory with you guys around like the asymmetric risk. But the whole idea is if you're not over something, you're under it. So you're doing the best with what you have currently. You could use NDX. This is a good question because I know a lot of people are like, why do you use this framework to take your NQ trades? And it's really more a question of when you guys think about like what is in SPX, what is in NDX, right? What are the concentrations of what makes those up? When you think about it, there are 500 names in the S&P, in ES, right? How many are in NQ? How many of the biggest names in NQ are already in the S&P? One is not really going to move without the other, right? The reason NQ is more volatile is because there's less of it, and it's so heavily concentrated in a few names. That's why it's twice as volatile as ES, right? But I trade this structure because if this isn't moving, NQ probably isn't either, right? They're going to tend to respect each other. So if I can look at this and monitor the behavior over here, right, I can have an expectation of what to take advantage of over there. But if you're using NDX, NDX is way less liquid, okay? It is not as one-to-one. But where I think a lot of people get in trouble trading order flow especially is this idea that QQQ gamma is directly hedged in the NQ. It's not effective at all. Like I can tell you mathematically, if you look at how that is weighted, it is nothing. NDX has like 3 times as much as QQQ, and that's not even saying a whole lot. So I just tend to stick with like the most liquid correlation, meaning what trades together like a one-to-one basis, and ES versus SPX is what does that. So if I can map out and be like, hey, it's about, however many $1 billion equals 500, 600, 700, 1200 minis every few minutes, depending on if price is moving up or down, right? That's where that comes from. Randy, you got to ask me that question again. I'm not making sense of that one reading it. Are not OPEX ES inherently non-trending? I don't know why, but my brain is not picking that one up. Oh. I mean, I honestly can't believe this week's almost over. My kids start school next week, so it's kind of a weird time of year. My real job has had a bunch of drama, so that has been interesting on top of trading. And yeah, here we are. Live on stream, doing it again. Yeah, but Randy, what is the question? I know OPEX. We just spent how much time talking about what it is, but like, what is the question? What's my real job, Samuel? I am actually an application developer. I'm not trying to be a jerk, Randy. Like, I legitimately cannot make sense of that question. Are not OPEX ES inherently non-trending? Okay, there we go. Sorry. Dude, I've read that question like 4 times in my head before I even read it out loud. And I'm like, what am I not seeing here? Whether trend days on OPEX are rare. No, they're not that rare. Here's the thing. Too many people freak out about OPEX. OPEX is just another trading day. The difference is where OPEX gets hairy is right before the market open. You have shoved an extra trading day right before the market open. So the whole overnight session is being treated more like a normal trading day, into where things get really influential the closer you get to the market open. Think about it. Power hour. If you guys have been on these streams before, or if you're new here, we talk about this all the time. The bigger the position, the less time you have to trade in the day, the more influential these positions are, right? So let's use our race analogy here. If I start the race at that blue line and a bunch of people are out of the market after this blue line, it's between me and whoever's left until the finish line. So, sorry, I'm going to get rid of some of these drawings here. So if I know that, right? Race starts here at the halfway point. A bunch of people get run over by a bus and they can't run anymore. So now it's between me and this finish line. And the things that I know are out there are going to influence where I go relative to how much further or faster I run, right? So if I keep running fast and I think I'm going to get over this hill, maybe I can get to this hill or this one before the finish line, right? But if I run out of energy and I don't eat my Wheaties for the day and I run out of steam and I start falling back and I fall down this mountain and I pick up some momentum, I could potentially finish down here before this race. But the longer I stay over this, the stronger it gets to support me and push me up here, because market makers, as long as I'm over it, are kind of supporting me. They keep buying futures every few minutes. And the closer we get to this finish line, the more futures they're buying as long as I'm over it. But that also means the more futures they're selling right here. So then what happens? We just get stuck. Okay. So when I'm looking at risk right now, I am looking at this idea of where could I go before I hit that finish line? OPEX is taking this bit of time and this influence of positions, and they're doing that right before the market opens. It's a whole extra trading day right before the market opens, right? So they're buying and selling based off of that. But once that's over and the market opens, now we're just trading any other day. So why people get their panties in a twist about that, I don't understand. The rest of the day after the morning is just another day. We trade these positions and futures around these positions just like we did yesterday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday, right? OPEX is just that extra little day in between. But where OPEX is influential is like where you start a day matters, right? So using this framework, let's look at the pre-market positions, right? Had we not opened up here, and had we actually opened where we opened or where we closed yesterday, do you see how much more risky it would have been to open the morning and we were flirting with this? That's a shit ton of futures to be sold had we opened down there. So if you know the positioning into OPEX, which we did, you knew that as long as you were over this and over this and over this, you had a chance overnight. You had a chance overnight to get this kind of drift up, because the closer you got to expiry, everything below you is supporting you, right? But we also knew going into the open, that big red bar meant that if we were under that into the opening print, we could get shoved down really quickly, because now they have to sell a bunch of futures instead of buy them. But the second the market opens and that happens, now it's all about what comes next. It's all about whatever these positions were, right? So we still had risk, but if we weren't under these, we were going to get propelled up. And now that we know London's out of the market, now we're pretty much looking at this, right? This is the map that we have until the end of the day. So if this is our map until the end of the day, where is our opportunity? Where are market makers hurting us, or where are they helping us? If we want to go higher, we have to break above where they're currently selling. But if they get on the other side of it, then that kind of becomes supportive. It'll be harder to sell through the floor, right? And if you guys want to know, why do we grind and chop like this? Most of those days when we're grinding and chopping, it's because we're in a spot where we just don't have a lot of room to move, because the people that are trading the biggest size are either taking their lunch break, waiting for the end of the day, or whoever is trading just doesn't have enough juice to overcome what market makers are trading, right? Do you know anybody who just casually throws 500-600 minis out every few minutes? Do you have the account to do that? Do you think your sim funded contracts mean anything? Right? It is what it is. So here we are. I place my bet thinking that we don't have enough gas in the tank to break out over where they're selling. But if we do, and they prove me wrong, then we look of a hold for that position to potentially make a run through this part of the range, right? But we're also looking and saying, okay, the market is telling me we're going to move about 13 points on ES between here and the close. That's what they're pricing in. So if they have enough juice to pop us over this, where do those 13 points kind of lend me to, right? Maybe right about here. So that's why I said if we cover that and we hold, now it has to start pricing in more. And I know that market makers would have to help me, and they would be buying futures if we got over 77.10 to 15. This area right here, if they cover that, that means market makers would be helping me. They'd be buying futures as I continue to move. But that only happens if we move there. Market makers react, they don't dictate, right? So the whole thing about looking at this is this idea of a map. Maybe this would help. I know some people appreciated this the other day. If you look at these things like a mountain range, right? And you said, if this is one big mountain range, okay, and I was pushing a boulder, someone said, hey, if you want to get over there, you got to push that boulder off the top of this hill. And once you get over that one, you should pick up some momentum. It should be easier for that ball to roll down the hill. You won't have to work as hard. You don't need as much effort. Once you clear that peak, things should start helping you because you're rolling down the hill, right? There's less resistance. But if you fall over that hill and you get a little too far on this side of the hill, it's actually a lot steeper than this. It's more like that, right? Because this one is actually going to shove you off the fucking cliff. So this is how you would look at it. It's harder to push through the green stuff, the green mountaintops, because you know someone is sitting there pushing against you. So if you've got enough juice and you get enough people to say, hey, help me push this boulder, right? And everybody starts pushing harder, and it's more than what this mountain has to resist you, then you get to clear it, right? But if you run out of steam and fall back again, well, then you get these kind of cascadey moves. And if you know that that kind of a dangerous mountain is behind you, you decide where you want to put your risk on, right? And then if nobody's got enough energy and you get to your finish line and the sun sets and it's 3 o'clock and the market closes and you got stuck kind of on the flat part of the mountain, that's where you get pinned. It's actually simple. Right? So, I don't know. Maybe it's simple to me. So if you guys want to use VS3D like I do and you want to get this information, then, use code RAKE. Go ham. And if you want to learn more, stay tuned to these live streams, right? But that's all I've got. I am kind of happy to be mostly on my hands. I put this trade on. I'm going to be 100% clear with you. This is like an eval account. This does not mean anything to me. This is just to show you guys, hey, we could have a really crazy adverse impact kind of a short because we've got basically, I'm holding a match, and if I get on the other side of 76.90, I'm going to spray some lighter fluid and I'm going to get a big fireball. Like, that's kind of how to look at it. The code is going to be the code forever, Macy. This is an open-ended affiliation, is my understanding. Appreciate that, Lambo. That's what we're here for. I mean, it gave me a huge edge. Like, I would be talking about this and the ability to trade futures with it on this stream if there wasn't an edge in it, right? And I think you guys have seen that. How many of you have like stuck around for Lomeli's stream after mine, and then you go back to the start of my hour, the end of my hour, into his stream, and I say, this is what I think we're gonna do. I would venture to guess about 90% of the time that holds true, especially because once you're in the afternoon, the influence of this stuff is even stronger, right? Because of the fact we're running a race that is the race is going to be over no matter what, every day at the same time. So depending on where we are, the more influence this stuff has, especially as we get closer to that finish line, right? Do you have video for the order flow strategy you want to learn? This is it, my man. Every day. Go back. If you look at the Rake Trades Network and you look at any of the streams that I was a part of, before I used to be, the early streams for me were back in April, and that was like 5:30 in the morning my time. And then we kind of flipped it around a little bit. So now I'm doing this 11:30 Central every day. But every one of these streams, you've got countless days, trading days of examples of this. Every different kind of market. When we were trending, when we were kind of doing nothing, when we were dropping, right? When you look at this framework and these positions, it gives you kind of an idea of like what is more or less likely coming into the day. But as far as videos go, that's what I would do. Otherwise, I do have a mentorship thing. We just did a group class on Wednesday. We'll have more of them moving forward if you want more of like a general situation, or I do the one-on-one approach. But it's up to you. Otherwise, you just watch here for free, right? I have not traded Top Step ever, not once. Maybe I should. I know that I think Code Rake works there as well. I'm not as familiar. 3K challenge. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. So people are long where all the red is. So dealers are short. They have to stay long to stay flat and vice versa. The easiest way to look at it, Boar, is you don't think about what the positions are or the customer side of it at all. You just know that green bars slow you down whichever direction price is moving into them. The more of them there are, the slower we would go as we get there, right? The red bars are going to help with whatever direction price is moving through them or like on the other side of them, right? As long as you stay on the other side of the red bars, they're going to buy. If you sell through the red bars, they're going to help you sell, right? It is not supportive. It's passively supportive. But the second that relationship changes, what they do has to change. But the green bars are going to slow you down even if you fall into them, right? But all of this is just reactionary. They don't dictate. This idea that market makers give two shits about your stop loss is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And if you repeat that verbiage, you are also a stupid... I'll stop there. But you're perpetuating this idea that they care. They react. Imagine the stress of that job, by the way. Having to stay flat, the market suddenly moves 15 points against you, and you've got to sit there and trade a bunch of futures and sell, or buy. Like, that would be miserable in my mind. But they make the money on the spread between those quotes. They don't make money on directional trades. The whole goal for a market maker is to stay as flat as a pancake. Okay? They don't care, but their reactions and what they have to do as price does something is where our edge comes from in knowing what they have to do and where those things are happening. Either how much or how little, right? And if it's going to help whatever your directional bias is, for example, you look for the highest probability trade for that outcome based on what they would have to do. Oh, so is the 365 planning to keep going after January? Well, technically 1 year of Project 365 is going to be like April of 2027. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I would think that's the goal, right? But we got to see. We got to make sure that we've got people watching and people care. Otherwise, I don't know, but this is Jake's venture. Does it matter how big the red bars are? Yes, everything is relative. It's all context. The bigger they are, the more influence they have. The harder they are to get through, the more they'll do to help you, right? So if you want to sell and we sell through this strike, what should happen is they should start selling, right? But someone has to shove them through that. And right now, nobody's actually got an impetus to break out or break below. And that's because these green bars are buying and selling, which is why we're chopping. So if you guys are new and you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, the easiest way to look at this is red means momentum, right? If we sell through them, we're going to sell harder. If we stay above them, they're going to support you until you sell through them, right? The green bars are going to sell against you until you move through them, right? And if you drop to a green bar or a bunch of green bars, the more slowly you should expect to go. They're going to slow you down. They're going to buy, right? There is a relationship where that changes, but like I don't want to get into the weeds of it here. It's kind of a get you started thing. When you really want to learn, that's where we'll do something else. That's right, Randy. If people actually stopped and thought for like half a second about how stupid they sound to other people when they say things like that, I don't think people would say it that often. So then it kind of becomes a sign that you're just a retard or, you're an idiot. Sorry for the R word. If you repeat that sentiment, it makes you look like a know nothing. And clearly you don't know anything. So keep on making that statement. Chris, come on, man. Dumb question here. Is the options inventory or the gamma exposure? Praga, these are the net positions. But because of the net positions, they contribute to the gamma exposure. If somebody ever shows you a tool where it says gamma by strike, it's kind of a misnomer, right? Because individually, those positions in their gamma is kind of like netted out to nothing at the strike level, but it's more about the broader exposure. The idea you're not over, you're under. It seems like if it goes past it, they should increase their volume, but it sounds like they give up the position if it's surpassed. Not under it. The way that I would think about it, Anthea, is that it's not about they give up the position. It's just like what they have to do changes the further price gets away from it, right? Because if they're trying to stay flat, they don't have to keep buying as many futures. right? Depending on if they're net long or net short. So like basically, if price moves through this and we go down here, all the way down here, right? Because of the aspect of time, eventually they won't have to sell as many futures. But as price moves through it immediately, they've got to sell a lot right then. But if we get stuck way down here, they're only having to sell so much every so often, right? That's why it's kind of like the momentum strike, but once you're down there, that they don't have to really do anything unless you come back. Does that make sense? Let's see. Oh, music stopped. I wonder why I got so quiet in this room. I don't even know if you guys could hear it today, but let's see. Framework helped me today at the open with how speedy we went down. Awesome, Chris. I am happy to hear that. GCD, can you be smaller and the chart be bigger? I can't. Are you on a phone by chance, GCD? Because that's what's weird about this. It's like, it's my full screen. So to me, it looks decent size. But for you guys, if it isn't, that is something I will take under consideration. I will do that for next week. Technically, you could look to long at that big red bar if you got some buying pressure. They're already buying Lambo, right? Because we're over this red bar, they're already buying futures. They're only having to buy futures because we're beyond that position. So the same logic applies. If we sell through that position, they have to sell more. Does that make sense? On the way up, though, this kind of a move, right? Yeah, if you covered and held this bar, this big explosive blue through that position is kind of like, hey, somebody was so strong, they forced price through it, they got this extension. And as long as we hold over it, they're going to keep buying with us, right? But if that changes and we reject there and we sell, they're going to have to sell harder. So this is why I put this short on right now. If I know that they're going to be selling above me this whole range, right? I want to see them prove it to me that they have enough gas in the tank to get through all of that selling. So if I don't believe they're going to do that, right? Rather than sitting along where there's nothing but risk below here, I want the other trade on. I know that if somehow they get shoved back down here, it could be a really fast, strong sell. But if they get bid up through here, it's probably going to take a long time. I know which side of that I want to be on, right? One is more attractive to me than the other. So, yeah, Luke got it best. Red is where you can move. If you get the active people forcing it to move through there, you're going to get some help, right? But until you're over something, you're under it, right? So what is going to, if you think, hey, if we trend, if we break out, if we get a strong bid, whatever you want to say, right? Then I should expect to see blank. Yeah. Yeah, Board, that's the whole point of that platform. And again, guys, if you're here and you're like, you feel like you're getting an incomplete picture, it's because you are, okay? Like, these are just the positions. The other information is in the VS3D platform, like the gamma gradient. Where are the pockets of negative gamma? And then you're looking at these positions inside of that framework, right? Where are things overall going to go slower? And then where we are within that, with these positions, where can I kind of use this framework to say like, okay, overall, this is really risky. We're inside of a bunch of negative gamma overall. So we're going to move a lot more than we normally would. But inside of that range, where are the little spots we might slow down or maybe find a little floor if we break out above it and come back to it that I could long from to the next place, right? Because if we're in a big negative gamma range, all that means is that we can move a lot easier and maybe more aggressively, either direction. So the positions are kind of your map within the bigger map, but that's why you have a platform. Looking for a platform with similar data, trying it, and when I put the net exposure, it just split with green. Praga, that's a naive Gamma platform. It's a totally different discussion because it's not giving you the breakdown. Actually, I would love to see this flush. I don't 100% believe it's going to happen. Again, my base case is that we do a bunch of this stuff. Like, I still think we probably finish up here, unless we sell through, and then we get this little kind of... That's the kind of move I would expect to see. So, I want risk on for that trade. But base case is that we don't actually have enough selling to get through all of this passive support, right? There's not enough people aggressively selling to force our way through that. So then we just do this god-awful chop. So, anyway. So you're telling me on two different screens, on a 32-inch and a 49-inch, you can't make my YouTube big enough to see what I'm talking about? That is crazy. I'm on 332s. I got rid of my 57, but yeah, I'll work on it, my man. All right. Aquatine or Robot Chicken? Ooh. You know, I appreciate them both. Robot Chicken probably takes it for me. I'm kind of a stop motion junkie. But I'm a big time Tim and Eric guy. Actually, my favorite, if we're going to talk Adult Swim shows, the most underrated show on there was, God, what was it called? The guy who has to go, I think it was called Delocated. If you guys remember that. Honestly, one of the funniest fucking shows I've ever seen in my life. Excuse me. So if you guys don't know what Delocated is, and you ever watched like Parks and Rec, it's Councilman Jam. If you know who that is, that guy, that actor, the whole thing is that he like goes into witness protection. So the whole show, he's got like a voice box on that makes his voice sound like this, which in and of itself is what makes it funny. But then he's got like a mask because he's trying to hide out from like the Russian mob or whatever. So it is a comedy show. It's so stupid, but so fucking funny. That's like one of my like, I wish more people had watched that on Adult Swim, but it's just so good. Anyway, I don't know how we got sidetracked on that, but thanks for the question, Kush. The discount, Luke, I think is 10%. Randy, most people here are trading futures, so I'm trying to appeal to that. But yeah, from an option standpoint, the convexity is more of like a put spread. If you took a put, you do something like just under that strike, right? You'd take like a cheap, 76.65 or something to try to get that initial volatility for cheaper. Or you take a put spread and say, I think we're going to go 10 points through here and capture that initial drive down, and anything beyond it's a bonus. But I talk more about that stuff in like the one-on-one, the mentoring, because most people here are not trading options, they're trading futures. So we kind of stick to that. Definitely going to have to lock in on this game-changing info. Thank you, Lambo. I'm here to help if you need it. You know where to find me. Yeah, Praga, that's why I'm excited about getting that affiliation, is because like if you're going to trade GEX or Gamma, right, you want that modeling to be the best. So if you want to know somebody who has experience and built the platform because they were a market maker trading this way with billions of dollars of notional behind them, I would trust the person who actually did that job and their platform as opposed to some cheapy AI slot platform, right? You can get the data, but if you don't know how to model the data, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So, oh, go full screen and then zoom in. Like that? Is that better? I mean, because if I go too close, then you're not going to see the rest of the structure. So I just figured the broader structure is better, but yeah, I mean, whatever works for you guys, you tell me. It's lifetime, Luke, so as long as you're subbed, you'll get the discount. Assy McGee. Oh man, you always answer the Instagram questions too. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of being here, right? Like, why would I be on a stream or have an Instagram page or the WAP or the YouTube and not, you know, not shared the information with people? I'm not gatekeeping anything. Like anybody can get this information, right? This is all available for you. So, yeah. Do I share my pre-market chart on the paid Discord? Yes, every morning, and I do like a pre-market plan video, and then I've got I've got a bot that I run that compiles kind of just like the hard information, like what are the strikes, what are the spots, what's the volatility look like coming in on the day. Here's a bullish path, here's a neutral path, here's a bearish one. If we got a vol spike, like where should I be watching for? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the Discord. That's the premium Discord. So if you guys are wondering about that, I would say, I know Jake has kind of hinted at it too, that he wants to get the Discord back to kind of what it used to be when it was more active. Like when I was a mastermind student, I like spammed the shit out of that chat to the point that I think I've probably posted more in there than anybody not named Jake or Ron. And I've only been an admin since this stream started. So I advocate for it because you get Jake's mastermind program. Like for the money, that's the value, right? When I took the mastermind, I think it was like $3,000. Now it's $99 a month. And if you want to like deep dive it, it costs you $100 for 1 month. You could go like super hardcore and never come back, right? But that would be the benefit. And then for me, I'm just kind of like cherry on top, right? If you like this stuff and you want to get it, I have a channel in there where I talk about like, here's what I'm looking for. Like I said, today I said it, do or die spot. This seems like one of those do or die spot longs. And if you took that in NQ like I did, you could have captured hundreds of points. Anyway, yeah. But we are here live on YouTube literally every day for free. So you don't have to do anything for money if you don't want to. But same thing with the mentoring. If you guys want to do anything, I'll probably do another group class in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We'll announce that and let people sign up for another beginner group. And then also if you've already taken the beginner class, or if you just want to jump into like the more advanced stuff that we cover, we'll do that as well. But most other people, it's like one-on-ones, you know, they want me to say like, here's how I trade. This is where I struggle. And then we work together to say like, if you want to use this, or even if you don't want to use this and you just like my approach, you want my assistance, then that's what that's for. But the whole point of this channel is for free, literally. Every day I'm going to talk about it whether you like it or not. I met Jake just scrolling on Instagram, man. And I was kind of on my last leg of signal chasing, and I really liked his approach, and I started watching his streams, and I figured out, oh, there's a way to do bar by bar price action. This is new. All I ever did was chase signals. So I took ownership of it, right? And was basically like, I can do this. I can actually learn this. And that's where I really appreciate Jake in the mastermind. It was just I took to it very quickly. I think Jake's right. Bang for the buck. He got better with each one. And I was in the last one, the mastermind 15. So if that tells you anything about my journey, I was chasing signals until fall of 24. Right after the mastermind, September 24, I started with $5,000 trading SPX. I turned it into 6 figures by December. By April, it was high 6 figures. And then I caught Liberation Day in April. And then I decided to scale back because I was like, oh, I'm starting to trade with size that I never even thought I could do. And kind of started doing futures and SPX. And the fact that all started from taking the mastermind for 2 weeks is just wild to me. And it's changed my life. Now I'm here, I'm doing this. I've taken my trading to another level. I've incorporated more stuff with, I know Jake has mentioned. Alan has his style. Ron has kind of traded Jake's style, but a little differently. I trade it completely differently, right? Like I don't even look at price action anymore for the most part. I'm trading off this framework. Christian does ICT stuff. So it's crazy. So anyway, guys, I did not realize I'm 5 minutes over time. So Christian, if you're watching, I'm so sorry about that. I just want to make sure I answer one of these last questions. Do you think there would be a chance to have this live session with you on pre-open or open at least once a week? Do I think there would be a chance to have a live session with you like on YouTube, Peter? Yeah, Adam, thank you, Lomeli. I'll wrap this up really quickly, I promise. Remember your days. Yeah, to Sunshine's point, I'm not joking. If you join the Discord or you're in there, you can do a thing where you like see how many posts or how many messages you've ever typed in that Discord. It would disgust you how many messages I typed in there. And most of the time I was talking Gamma to myself. Nobody gave a shit about Gamma. Like I would just be in there like, guys, check this out. Blah, 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 blah. Right. And then I think more people paid attention because like I called Liberation Day in advance. I was like, oh, I think this is risky. I think this could be really bad. I think volatility is going to get crazy. And I was using like naive Gamma at the time. But yeah, so like I just used to spam the ever living shit out of the trading floor. So it's really funny to be here now doing this. Anyway. Okay, Lomeli's getting set up. He's going to take a little potty break and then he's going to come back. So I guess I'm glad that I went long. I'm saving him a little time here. You guys don't have to watch a blank screen in an airport while Lomeli is trying to get a little bio break. Yeah. Let's see. Why don't I go full time? I like not having the pressure of having to go full time. Like I like my job. Like I actually love my day job. I find it very fulfilling. It also is nice because I have employee covered healthcare. Like I don't need to, I don't have to stress about feeding my family or taking care of my kids and all that stuff. So trading is like a bonus. So the fact that the bonus has been so successful for me is crazy. Like that's why I'm so thankful. I didn't come here thinking that was going to happen. So, yeah, I can trade largely stress free. Like I paid my house off with trading in that run. So why stress myself? That's why I also sized down, guys. Like I got to the point where I turned that $5,000 into $50,000 in less than a month. And it was like, I kept pushing size and then I kept getting the benefit of that payout in my account each morning. And then it was like, I could feel myself fighting the urge to not take good trades, but to take size just to take it. And that's where I kind of started paring it down a little bit, managing my risk better. So I feel like I'm in a really happy medium with that now. So, let's see here. I know somebody else had one more thing. What was the question about the morning thing, guys? Jake is always going to be the live YouTube guy in the morning. That's his slot. That's his thing. We tried doing me in the pre-market before Jake and it was so early, and either it's because the channel is too new and we didn't have the reach, or people just don't care about Gamma, whatever. So I don't think anyone's ever going to cover Jake in the morning. Maybe we'll do like a tandem stream where he'll bring a couple of us on, or we'll do a group stream at some point. But that's not going to happen. That's something where I have actually had somebody ask me, can you trade with me in the morning, like in the one-on-one mentoring thing? And even that I'm a little uncomfortable with, right? Because like I want to trade myself and I don't want someone blindly following me. But I've had a couple people make that overture, and it's like, I'll entertain it, right? Like if you want to do that, then you reach out to me and we can find a way to make that happen. But like, yeah, that happening live on YouTube is not going to happen. That's the Jake route. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to do that. Andrew, it's just the Discord. It's just the Discord is where I put my plan, but I'm not like live talking to anybody then. So, yep, historical data on VS3D is sick, guys. If you want to go back and look at one of those days and be like, how wrong did I get it after you get VS3D? It would blow your mind when you have the ability to go back there and see those positions evolve in real time throughout a whole trading day, or the Gamma or whatever. Like I'm telling you, I love that tool. So the fact that we were able to get any discount at all when they haven't offered one before ever, like please celebrate that. Use code RAKE. Go to VS3D if you've been on a trial and you're about ready to subscribe because you like the trial. Use code RAKE. Give yourself some discount off. It's a lifetime discount. So use that. And yeah. Happy to secure that for you guys. I'm super pumped about it. So anyway, yeah. Okay, guys, have a good rest of the day. Lomeli, I think, is set up in the airport, it sounds like. So obviously this trade won. It's a nice 10-pointer. I was hoping for more potentially, so stay tuned for that one. I'm probably going to tighten up the stop here, though. I don't think we should break back higher. So just to leave you with that, you know, depending on what size you're trading, or if you took that on NQ instead of ES, you probably did better. But yeah, this is just to show you guys, like, if we break below this spot and we get some additional selling pressure, there is risk on the day, but the base case is obviously just to kind of stick around this range and probably do what I said before. If we don't get enough selling under that, we'll probably do a whole bunch of this nonsense. And it wouldn't surprise me to see that happen in short order, right? But initially, had you been a little more patient for that better entry I talked about, right? Like actually moving up closer to this big bar, that would have been the best short compared to my kind of early entry for this block. So if you took that one, then obviously that was a better trade. But generally, I try to catch more like this stuff, the 3 to 4R trades. I don't like going 1-to-1. But all right, enough for me. Have a good stream, Lomeli. Travel safe. We will see you guys later. Love you. See you on Monday. All right, bye.
It's like it's live on my end, but it's the end. Chat, can you guys hear me? Live. Can you guys hear me, chat? All right, I think we're good. Can you guys hear me, chat? All right, I think we're good. Finally. There you go, chat. My bad. Airport Wi-Fi, man. Is it working for you? Yeah, the whole thing is working? All right. Chat, if anything goes wrong, just please let me know. Yeah. If you guys are struggling to hear me, please let me know. Sooner the better. Getting set up here at the airport was a fucking mission. Not gonna lie. All right. Cool. Let's see. You sure it's playing? Everything's playing? What? Why is my shit lagging then? Chat, is everything fine? Just one last. Turn that one down. No, it doesn't matter. It's just messing with me because okay, all good on your end? Seems fine. Okay, perfect. All right. Eat a banana, we will know. Samsina, my guy. All right, let me get situated here. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, fucking damn, honestly, chat, today's stream was a fucking mission. Chat. Heading home finally. Eat a banana. I would if I had one, but I don't got one. Yeah, today's stream was a fucking mission. I'm here in this little minute suite room in JFK airport, heading home finally. But yeah, literally fucking sweating. I had to run to the airport essentially. Okay, sounds good, chat. So coming into the session today, I am bullish, right? Or first off, let me see. UPS is looking good. I haven't checked it all day. Let me see. It's looking good. Okay. Enough of that. Weekly, or let's start off from the top. Monthly, we are delivering away from a bullish gap in equilibrium of the range. The weekly, we are in a bullish gap right now after trading into premium of the range, right? Coming back, rebalancing into a weekly fair value gap. So from this area, I would want price to rebalance us to trade higher, right? I managed to catch the upside on this move and also the downside, not only on QQs, but on Meta, right? On the weak name at the top of this range, essentially. So coming into today and into next week, to be honest, I am leaning more towards upside, and I wouldn't be surprised if all-time high gets tested in the coming weeks, right? So yeah, weekly, we're in a bullish gap. daily, we just took out sell side. Took out sell side. Just got a message from Mitch. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, if you're still watching, my guy, appreciate you, brother. Saved me today. So yeah, after this, I would expect to rebalance back into premium of the range. In this case, premium also lands within a bearish daily gap, right? So daily bearish gap, 4 hour. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, right? The 4 hour on ES traded up to premium of the range, right? Premium of the range. We inverted this bearish gap here in discount, so it doesn't really matter. Premium of the range, the last 4 hour closed bearish. This 4 hour seems like it's going to close bearish as well. So we'll see how that closes. ES is significantly stronger, showing strength between both assets here for today's session. So this is where it gets tricky, because on the monthly, weekly, daily, I am bullish. 4 hours still delivering bearish, essentially. On the 1 hour, we are delivering bullish, right? So I am looking for longs in this area. We traded up to premium of this leg. Premium of this leg, right? OTE. Now, the only area of interest here that I have is this bullish gap here on the 1 hour for price to rebalance. So a trade-off of this area of interest at the 380 level would be ideal into the 448 level, which is just a swing high on the hourly, right? And on the 15-minute, we got discount of the range, right? Right here on ES, which is 689, meaning that if ES can take out this low and react, we can see some sort of trade to the upside. We're holding this 15-minute bullish BPR. Hourly gap just got traded into. So, yeah, right off the bat, I am looking for upside here. I am looking for upside into essentially high of New York session day, right? Which we traded up to New York Open and we rejected. So let's see what we can get here. Let's see. Let's set an alert here just in case we trade down into it. Oops. We are kind of, let's see. Something like this. That was a nice 15-minute close here on the last 15 minutes. Let's see, we got the last down candle here on the 5-minute. All right, chat, we're getting straight into it today. No fucking around, man. Straight into it today. Last down candle on the 1 minute here would be that candle. Ideally, would want to see ES take out this swing low here. We'll see if we can do that, and Q can hold this general area. Let's see, I'm zoned in. I'm focused on this area of interest here, chat. So if I'm not looking at chat the first couple of minutes, it's because of this reason. $15-minute. Let's see. The CE of the wick here. The 5-minute chart. Let's see. I would love to see ES take out this swing low and NQ kind of hold this area, give us divergence to look for a long. Let's see what we get, chat. Nicole, what's up, Nicole? Took a week off for vacay. Where'd you go? Are these free? Eat a banana. Are these free or cost? The rooms, Elder? The rooms cost. Yeah, they're not free. At this point, just make a video on how to stream at the airport in the US. Honestly, huh? Let's see. Where's my phone? Let's see. Calculator here real quick. That's funny. Let's see, we keep projecting the equilibrium of the hourly order block. So this order block here on the down candle before the up move keeps getting, that's that red line, right? It keeps getting respected here. We're in a bullish 15-minute gap. We are in discount of this leg right here, right? Premium discount right at the OTE mark. There's 5 minutes left on this 15-minute bar. Let's see. Let's see how we close, man. Again, I'd want to see this low get taken. The 689 level. $15 minutes. Yeah, the 15-minute bar closes. If the 15-minute bar can close green, this would be very interesting for the upside here. Otherwise, if this gives up, I would be a little bit more hands-off. Okay, we got internal divergence. Now, can we take out this swing low here? This is all I'm really waiting for. Take out that swing low and kind of get this, hold this last down candle on the 5-minute. Yeah, Elder, this spot that I'm currently in, for example, like I have a Amex with the Amex Platinum card. It's a little pricey, but the perks on them are fucking, in my opinion, amazing if you travel often. If you travel often, it's a 900, I think it's $900 a year. But with that, you get access to this thing called Priority Pass, right? So with Priority Pass, you get access to certain lounges. You get access to the Amex lounge. Basically, I haven't had issues finding a lounge in every airport, and it's covered, right? Now for this suite that I'm in, it covers the first hour, and then after that, it's you get a discounted rate. So every hour here is 120. The discounted rate is $40. So it's I genuinely love the card for traveling. Sam, I'm currently in New York. I'm heading home. Going back home, finally. Or I guess, yeah, I'll be in LA over for the weekend, but I'll be back home streaming. You have a discount code for it? Discount code for the lounge, right? Code Jake. I'm sorry, code Rake. These fucking chairs are uncomfortable, man. Oh man, yeah, it's I like it. If you travel often, it's an amazing car to have. But if you don't travel often, then even then though it's pretty. The perks outside of traveling are pretty nice as well. Use code horizontal bananas. Let's see, there's 2 minutes left on this 15-minute bar. Let's see. $90 seconds left. I'm hawking this. I want I want ES to hold, but, or sorry, to take that low, but it's looking like it doesn't want to. Yeah, if the 5 minute can close green, I'd be taking this with the stop at the like around this 370s area. Otherwise, I'm hands off here. At least for the short term, or for the near future here. All right, it's looking like we want to trade slightly lower. Let's see. Yeah, again, we're in that area of interest that if we hold, I would want to look for upside. But for me, ideally, I'd want that red line, which is the CE of the 5 minute bar, to hold. And all it is just the midway point of that 5 minute bullish bar. A hold. Discount. We came to the tick, but have yet to take it out. All right, we took it out here. Got divergence. Let's see, can that low hold? Otherwise, let's see, can that low hold? Can that low hold, chat? A closure over the 96 area, and I'm in. I'm trying it. A closure over this 5 minute small little invert, and I'm taking it. Let's see. Let's see. I'm hawking this, chat. I'm hawking a potential entry here. Small little 5 minute gap here that if we go invert, I'd be willing to take a stab. We're in my area of interest on the higher time frames and on the intermediate time frames here as well, meaning the 15 minute we are at discount. We did get divergence here. There is 30 seconds left on this 1 minute bar here. Let's see. Let's see, a closer over 95-ish, and I'm trying this. A little early entry, but I'm trying it. 10 more seconds. Not yet, not yet. Give this another minute or so. All right, I'm trying it.
Order filled.
I'm trying it. Stop at 370. I would go break even somewhere in those highs. Somewhere in those highs, I'd go break even. And look to target the external, meaning the swing high, essentially. Yeah, nice. If it plays out, little under 3R here. How's a 5-minute looking chat? We did get internal divergence here. Let's go break even. Yeah, let's see what we get, chat. Let's see what we get. I like this game plan. How's ES looking? 15-minute. Hourly, 15-minute. Okay, let's see what we get, chat. Let's see what we get. Let's see. Panama City with the fam. Bye. How was that? NQ wrecked me bad. Fuck. What was it on? Longs or shorts in the morning? I'm going to Philippines soon. I was looking at trying the Chase Lounge in SF. Brother, that Chase Lounge in SF is fire. I like it. Oh shit, that was in San Diego, huh? Actually, never been to the one in SF, but San Diego one was amazing. Rafa Catalia, let's go. What's up, Alex? Running it back here, let's go. Although it's not looking so well just now. Let's see if we can hold. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of range going on here through lunch and going into PM session. It is OPEX, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It is OPEX here. We are rejecting that 15-minute bearish order block here, which is something I'm noticing, or I'm keeping in mind here, or a restab. How'd the 4-hour close? 4 hours still closing pretty bearish. Stop is at 370 for myself on MNQ. Oh wow. We took out that low. Let's see if we trade down to 370 here. Yeah, if we give that low, if we give 370 up, I would be a little bit more risk off, meaning that I wouldn't really be looking to restab. I just want to see price develop given how we're looking, right? Given how we're looking on the 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute. This 15-minute isn't looking so bullish per se, although we are respecting a bullish BPR. The delivery here internally on this pullback is still rejecting bearish order blocks here. So yeah, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get, chat. We're gonna clutch stop loss again, I see. Let's see if it's another one of those days. Yesterday price got to the tick, or sorry, to a point away from stop loss just to hit a fucking 4 or 5 hour banger. I'm hoping it's like that today. Let's see. How can I gain patience and holding power? Just like, I think it comes through experience. I think experience for sure. But one thing that did help me was in the beginning stages of my trading career, when I was actually trying to make a change, was stepping. Like, soon as I hit enter on my trade, I would set a stop and target and just walk away, go to my living room, do some breath work, literally deep breaths in and out for 10 sets, right? Shouldn't take you more than a minute. Regulate your nervous system, calm your mind down, come back to the charts and understand what your game plan was, right? You're looking to hold the TP, your stop is at that level. Unless you're micro scalping, I think everyone would benefit from that activity. Okay, my head sized hard and hit my daily stop loss. Fuck, Alex. Gotta size accordingly. That's all I would say. Size accordingly and don't risk everything in one trade. Yeah, but try that out, Rafa. I think it could potentially work for you. I mean, it worked for me. Let's see, how's UPS? Oh shit, UPS is looking good. This daily close is looking amazing. Yeah, I'm still in UPS puts, chat. We'll see if we can close towards under 101.50 would be nice. And get a slightly more bearish bar on the weekly. Yeah, enough talking about UPS. What about Bitcoin, chat? Bitcoin has been pumping the last couple of days. Gained 30% damn near in the last 4 days. Crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm expecting much from today, given it's Friday OPEX. Usually, typically OPEX, we have a very rangy session towards the later end of PM. So we'll see how this plays out. But not really expecting much, especially given this fucking action that we've been having the last 2 hours, literally. Basically, since Mitch hopped on. Fucking rangy. Yeah, we'll see what we get, chat. We'll see what we get. Feeling back there? About a nap. Nap on the plane. Let me see. How are those options doing on UPS? Oh yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good. What do you feel after getting stopped out? How do you prepare yourself for the next stab? Explain the psychology thing. I think honestly, and this is learned through experience. I think I'm one of those persons or one of those people who I need to touch the stove you can tell me the stove is hot, but I need to go touch it, right? So, and I think a lot of traders that get attracted to trading have that same personality. They let's just put it as say it as it is, right? We have this ego in us, right? That we want to do something that is different, that is very ambitious, right? And I think that's part of the reason that personality trait attracts those certain individuals get attracted to trading, right? But I think that within that same personality, right, you also carry the let me go touch, let me go feel the stove myself to see if it's actually hot. So I genuinely believe that for most people watching, you just need to get burned. And it sucks to say it this way, but I just think time, you have to endure the pain and endure kind of touching the stove multiple times to understand, okay, I don't like that feeling. Let me not touch it no more and let me figure out how I can go around it. But like, do those losses still, I don't know about using the word hurt, but do I still feel them? Yes, I get frustrated. I get mad. I get angry, but I think that the difference is the reaction, bridging the gap between emotion and reaction. And if you can do that accordingly, for the most part, on a day-to-day basis, I think that that's what the separation between consistent trading versus inconsistent trading is, right? Bridging the gap between, again, I'm gonna say it again, bridging the gap between emotion and reaction, right? The difference with people trading on tilt all their time in like fight or flight is that they have the emotion and instantly their brain goes to let me react. They don't have the self-awareness to pause, right? Literally bridge the gap and say, okay, I'm feeling this. I want to do this, but I should do this. And that's within milliseconds, right? Most people, I think they get to that point and they're like, fuck, let me listen to my monkey brain and act. Where in reality, that monkey brain is normal for every single person. If you didn't have that knee-jerk reaction within your mind, you wouldn't be human. I'd question you. I would think you're some sort of serial killer, some sort of psychopath, if I'm being honest, right? If you had no emotion, right? You need emotion in trading, otherwise you'd be reckless. Emotion is what brings boundaries in trading. So literally, instead of playing, not saying this is you, but just instead, this speaking from experience, like instead of playing victim to my own emotion, understand it, be in tune with it, and learn how to bridge the gap myself. We all have different mental games of trading, right? We're all at different stages mentally and technically, but I think understanding that one thing is huge. Did you ever revenge trade? Fuck yeah, brother. My biggest loss was 16,000 trading Shopify options, all because I averaged down. So, and that was my biggest loss. Still is to date. And it all came from revenge trading, from not accepting the loss, which the initial loss was like 3,000, which at the time was already huge. But I just kept averaging down. And then at the end of the day, it was because it's mentally, like, I should have just, yeah. Long story short, like, it's easy in hindsight to say I should have just taken the loss, or I should have just covered at once the premiums were 50%. But what's that one psychology name that is it loss aversion, where if you're down already a certain amount, your brain kind of just says fuck it. That's how I was feeling. But yeah, I think we all have. And if someone tells you they haven't gone through that, I think they're either some special superhuman trader or they're lying to you. One or the other. Right guy, the fly guy, what's up, brother? Perfect. Lomeli, the best psychology stream out there. My dog, Vish. I think that I genuinely believe that I have some of the best psychology gems that can be useful, like in practice. Not no follow your rules, right? I genuinely went through the trenches to figure out what works for me, and I think that it comes second nature. But when I talk to traders, I'm like, holy shit, I I was the most fucking degenerate trader out there, in my opinion. And everyone says that, like, right? Everyone who has gone through it that has came out the other side says that, but I genuinely believe that my revenge trading, my habits were stop filled. So that stop just got triggered here, chat. Now let's go revenge trade. No, I'm joking. But yeah, in all seriousness, I think that yeah, it's at the end of the day, it comes down to self-awareness, understanding your mind, understanding your brain, and understanding that probabilities or the uncertainty of the market is the only certainty in trading. Bro, I am down 2K for the day. I need a banger trade to get out of this hole. Checked 363. Any long scenarios? 363. Yeah, I'm still long bias, chat. I'm still long bias, but I'm not interested in trading this yeah, if that literally just came down to take me out, I'm gonna be hot. Yeah, for now, literally just waiting, chat. Waiting for price to develop. I'm not interested in taking anything here to the downside. 15-minute. 5-minute. Mm-mm. $15-minute. Oh, there's 10 minutes left. Ah, man, do I re-stab here? I still like the long, chat. I still love it. Still love the longs here. I still like it. I really do. I still love it. If I re-stab here, considering re-stabbing here, chat. I still like it. Five-minute closed. Pretty bullish. 15 minutes looking good. I just don't want to get stuck in chop again. Just having this take out the low again and then continue the same pattern here. There's 3 minutes left on that 5-minute bar. You know what? Let me re-stab once. I'm gonna try one again. Stop at the low. Let's see. I'm gonna retry this. This will be my last stab here in this area. Last stab in that area. Yeah, and probably same break-even point. Could be somewhere around there. Stop would be, let's do 365. Yeah, this is if this fails, I would call it a not a session, but call it a try off this area, right? Typically that's what I do. I give myself 2 tries off of an area, and if those fail, then I consider myself wrong. 15-minute. Ideally, I'd love to see this 15-minute close slightly higher. All right, let's see what we get here, chat. That's the comal. Do you remember that 250K account? I'm sick. Just got done with some breath work. The psychology shit is real. No, I have yet. I literally just found out about them yesterday. The 3K top step accounts. Any of you guys have tried them? I'm gonna look into them later today. I should have some accounts set up for tomorrow. Or sorry, for Monday. Breath work is solid. Fuck yeah. I genuinely love it. Yeah, we're not fucking getting anywhere here. We're just slowly burning lower. Yeah. Yeah, if these keep failing, I think a possible area of interest would be ES wanting to come back and retest that gap here on the 4-hour. Maybe maybe have NQ come and test the relative equal lows down below us. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, if this gives up, I would anticipate us trading lower into the daily open, new day opening gap, and perhaps probably even the low of days. Not today. I'm just saying in general. In general here. Yeah, horrible 5-minute chart, chat. Not gonna lie. Horrible 5 minutes. Whoops. Stop is at 365, which we haven't gotten to yet. Yeah, this slow trailing lower, chat, I'm not liking it. Should have gotten ticked out here. Let's see. Oh, Samsina, I'll be able to stream the whole flight, or the whole stream. I got plenty of time. I think it boards at let's see. Yeah, boarding time is 4 p.m. We're chilling. We're chilling. Another goat melly stop loss placement. Nah, this is looking. I'm not liking this, honestly.
Stop filled.
All right, stop filled. Okay, just tried stabbing twice here for upside. Not really getting the move I want, so I'm gonna be a little bit more hands off now. I think at most I'd be willing to give myself another attempt, but not off this area no more. I would have to see big displacement to the upside, and yeah. Let's see. So that's the equilibrium of the fair value gap on the hourly there. Equilibrium of this move here. So if price wants to go higher, it should do so from this general area here. The 358 or the 350, around the 355 to 358 area. I'd want to see support. Otherwise, if that gives up, we got the hourly gap fill down below us. And after that, we really just have these swing lows down below us. So let's see if we respect this general area here. Let's do invert. So that 15-minute bar just opened. Where's the 4-hour bar? Here. 5 minutes. 3 more minutes on this 5-minute bar. Let's see. Yeah, so long we hold the 350s, my bias is still higher. If we break 350s, I would assume lower prices are ahead of us. Not really moving much. I know. You entered gold longs. How's gold looking? Gold's been pushing, right, chat? It's pushing with Bitcoin, I noticed. Which is quite interesting. Another goat mellies? Nah. Dan's World. I'm on my third profitable year. Essentially, my first year that I actually made money on was 2024, which was not, it wasn't anything crazy. And then last 2025 and this year are last year was essentially my biggest profitable year, and then this year I'm on track to essentially beat it. But yeah. Are you also in BTD? No. Oh, Bitcoin? Nah. Dan said, my grandma makes more from pension than his PNL. Appreciate you, Mitch. I see what you're doing. B-Tone. My guy, what's up, brother? Yo, long time. Nice to see you, Lomeli, my dog. Appreciate you. How many accounts do you blow up on average a month? Not much, but not much. It depends. Like if I'm really aggressively trying to pass a shit ton of accounts, then I am aggressive on them. But I wouldn't say much. It was a hurricane yesterday that we were in? Holy shit. Swan coin 177.5. Holy shit, we gapped up. We're gapping up on coin. Yeah, it makes sense with Bitcoin pumping. Yeah, with Bitcoin pumping, I could see coin trading higher. I'm really considering adding more on the UPS puts. Not gonna lie, chat. Not gonna lie. Focus here on NQ here. Let's see. You're gonna add another 5G? Fucking Alex, man. Honestly, I think if we can close on the UPS ones below yesterday's low of day, I'm gonna look to add for sure. I love the technical setup on UPS. Probably not, or 5. Yeah, I'm gonna look to add some more. Yeah, if that hits, it should be a nice payout. I'll go more out of the money though. Sorry, more buy myself more time. I'll hit you after stream. I got you. I'll call you after stream. For now, waiting on this 5 minutes to invert. See if we can invert to give me an entry. Otherwise, hands off here, honestly. Hands off. You're in ES shorts. Oh, what the fuck? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Where are you short from? Or I guess, where's your target as well? We have contradicting biases here. Snoo says, bro, it's fucking ugly. Got in early, so bad entry, but at 96. 96, 96. Oh, not bad. Hey, at least you're in the money. Price action has been slow, but I guess it does have a direction, right? Hey Zang, my dog. The whole gang is here. Good luck, my Gamma brother. Doing good, Zang. Doing good. Today I rushed. I'm currently at the airport, so training from the airport. I'm in these minute suite lounges. And yeah, just vibing. I tried stabbing long and took a loss. Now waiting to see if I can get another stab long into the swing high here on NQ 488. But other than that, kind of just waiting and seeing if this chop kind of gives us a better direction, I guess, or if you can trade out of this chop. Essentially waiting for this to invert. They're kind of doing that now. What's up, Alan? Avengers have assembled. Tuning in while I get through some financial statements for clients. We want the Azing hacking a U-Haul vlog. How many drinks does he chug? Yeah, it's dreadful to watch this for sure. Yeah, no, it is. But still looking for longs, which is contradicting Mitch's current short. So part of me saying go lower so Mitch can bank, but part of me is like go higher so I can get an entry. Polar Bear, what's up, my dog? I'll move my stop down, that way we both win. Where's your stop? Is it break even now? So what I hear is I should take one prop for long so I can ride with Lomeli, another one for short so I can ride with Mitch. Go, let's see, what's the range right now? If it's a 50k, I would do 2 NQ longs, 2 NQ shorts. All jokes, hazing. First and dipped, now he's back. No, fuck yeah, Jared. I think those days off, like we talked about earlier in stream, earlier in the week, are needed. But yeah, 2 days is more than enough, and I think that even just taking today off and just chilling, coming back Sunday, making a game plan, and executing first thing Monday morning is the right way to go about this. Hourly closes here in the next, what is it, 17 or so minutes. Ideally, we get an entry in the next 17 or so minutes. And I'd be willing to do one more stab here for stream, but yeah, if that one's a loss as well, then I would look to be done executing and just hang out with you guys. All right, hopping into a client call now. Just wanted to hop in and say hi. Have a great rest of your day. stream you go. My dog Azing, appreciate you for tuning in, my guy. And it seems like you're moving, so good luck with that, and I hope everything is seamless and smooth. Yeah, appreciate you for tuning in, my guy. Up at the low. Yeah, we'll see how that 15-minute bar closes here in the next... Oh, it closes soon, actually. 5 seconds. I would look to restab, but the way we're trading, chat, I'm not... It's not a... If I hadn't taken these stops, I would for sure 100% take this, but not convicted enough to restab, especially now after taking those losses. Yeah, we're still holding fine here on ES. We essentially got our first nice little green bar. 15-minute. We're respecting both the equilibrium discount and the equilibrium of the hourly fair value gap, which are these two red lines here. I think I'm gonna restab. I'll close over the EQ of this 5-minute. Adjust my contracts. There's 12 minutes left on this hourly bar here. All right, I'm gonna restab. Last try here for this session. Last try. See, let's get situated here with targets. I do full TP here at the swing high if we do get there. It's about a 2.5 R. Let's see, where's NQES at here? Where's ES here? Set an alert here, add alert. Okay. Last try here. Should be back in profits if this plays out. Otherwise, I am calling it a session for myself. Four, 426, 426, 425. Let's do. All right, let's see what we get, chat. Oh shit, we are displacing right now. This is exactly what I want to see from price. Exactly. The hourly just, yeah, the hourly is looking to close nice. Now let's see if we can continue. If so, this is looking amazing. I would look to partial on this one, actually. Probably take off majority of my position here at the swing high and leave off maybe a fourth of my position for the swing high here. Or you know what? Let me just lock it in all here. I'll lock it all in here. If it gets there. And then where would I go break even here? Break even. Break even once ES taps into this gap. Yeah, that's fair. So far on this trade, up about 1 R here. Yeah, let's see. I don't want this bar to close bearish. I want this to close above this swing high here, internal swing high. What the fuck was that? I just literally found something new. Let's see. Oh wait, you guys can't see it. Never mind. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Is the stream working on you? Check. Yeah, it's fine. You can hear me fine? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I can hear myself. Yeah, I think it's my phone. My phone's been... It's connected to the same Wi-Fi, though, so it makes 0 sense. Nice, we're fucking pumping. We are pumping, chat. We are pumping. Yeah, it's not loading on my end to get chat popped up. Let me see. Let me get chat popped up on my end here. Am I? Can I see your phone? Yeah, it's working fine on your end. Yeah, here, just take mine for now. All I'm using it is for chat. Yeah, I switched phones with my girl. Just to Wi-Fi now? Yeah, I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's. Yeah, you are. Yeah. All right, so I'm break even now, chat. Break even on this trade. Break even. My break even is 372, targeting the internal swing high for about a slightly under 3R trade, so 2.5, I believe. At this point, risk free on this trade. At that point, should be up slightly over 1R, but kind of aiming for the other extreme, the extreme of the range, essentially. The opposite end of the extreme. So let's see if we can get that. Just know, Lomeli, my base case was finishing back higher than lower, if that's any consolation. Got you, Mitch. Got you. So that's good to hear. Let's see if we can close higher. Yeah, it's acting weird, huh? Yeah, my phone is not working for whatever reason. My boy RJV, what's up, dog? Break even is where? It's currently break even. I am at 372.75 essentially. So it's literally right there. That's my break even target up here. Or if ES can take out the 700 level, essentially 700.75 is my break even. Took my 800 bucks on that ES trade, and now we both win. My dog. You're not rake. I'm not rake fish. Hope Lady Lomeli's not getting bored with the NQ chop. Yeah, trust me, she's just as bored as I am. Nah, she's literally in the back chilling right now. She's just laying down with her blanket. Want to cover your face? I'm gonna show chat. I'm gonna show you guys what she's looking like right now. All right, you good. Unless you want to say hi. No. He doesn't like being on video. She doesn't like being on video, chat. She's consolidating. Literally, bro. Literally consolidating, man. That's funny. She must be a spy then? Why? Huh? Oh, because you want to be on camera? I see. Come on, market. Give me a nice little end of day pump here. If we do go higher, if you do decide to hold to the highs, that is a 6R trade. 6R trade, chat. If you hold to the high of day, which personally I'm not going, fuck, I probably should, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna lock it in here for a nice right under 3R trade here at the swing high, if it does get there, if and when. Love that you respected her privacy, brother. Yeah, 100%. Always will. Elder, I would honestly, if we can displace past the swing high, meaning if we get a strong close on the 15-minute, 5-minute, I do see us trading into high of day. It depends on time as well, right? There's only an hour left, so if we just kind of range in this area, then that's out the table. But if we can displace here in the next 5-10 minutes, then that's high of day is still feasible, right? It's still possible. ES is showing slightly more strength here than NQ, so that keep that in mind, chat. Keep that in mind. Nice. ES seems to be like it wants to hit TP before NQ, so I keep that in mind. Around the 700.01 is where I'll look to TP at. I'll look to TP once ES can hit the 700.75 level, which should be around about a 2R. We'll see. We shall see, chat. Part of me wants to hold to... fuck, man. Part of me wants to hold this to high of day. I really do. I really do want to hold this to high of day, but that 15-minute bar is fucking amazing. Nah, if this hits, I'll be slightly green for the session. So let me just take my low-hanging fruit if it does get there. Regardless, I'm break even now for this. So that's fuck. Now, did our flight get delayed? I got a notification. No, actually, I don't think so. It was just a notification. It just said will now depart, meaning it did. A couple minutes though. It's only departing at 4:46. Oh, TP is incoming, chat. TP is incoming. TP is incoming here, chat. Couple more points. Again, you could hold for the high of day, in my opinion. Especially with this strength, especially if we can close like this over the swing high here. But personally, we'll be looking to take the low-hanging fruit. If it does get there. Again, we're still not there quite yet. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, nice. This is... oh, actually, is it nice? Yeah, this is... I love it. I love how UPS is not reacting to that last little pump, which back to... it should be. All right, I think we should be back here, chat. We should be back. Back here, chat. Huh? Yeah, all good. All right, chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, I literally just switched over to the one here. All right, we're back. Sorry about that minute delay here. I just connected to the Wi-Fi that I should have been connected on, which was the one for the suites. But I think we shouldn't experience any more lag here, chat. Yeah, so I just connected on my phone as well, so we're good. Here. Yeah. All right, we're good. We're good, chat. We're good. We're good. We are good. We're good. We're good. I saw the question, what is a BPR? It is a balanced price range. So it's basically when a bullish 15-minute gap or bearish 15-minute gap gets overlapped by a bullish gap. So it's this area of interest that I had coming into the session. That's all it is. A bullish gap a bearish gap overlapped by a bullish gap would give us an area of support, and vice versa to the downside. Appreciate you guys for holding in. Yeah, we shouldn't have any more lags here the last 30 minutes. Got better Wi-Fi now. My dog, Jared, appreciate you. Yeah, I trade ICT, Katie. Predominantly ICT for areas of interest, but I do look at bar by bar analysis. Like down here, there's really no entry for ICT other than, I guess, the 1 minute change in state and getting a change in order flow. But it was more so on bars, how the 5 minute was looking, how the 15 minute was looking, so on and so forth. And yeah. Yeah, no, let me see. Again, for those tuning in, I'm on my travel setup, so whether I flip through charts or my execution window, it'll freeze one or the other. So flipping back and forth here as I am on stream here. Same polar bear. I think if we break past 425, I do. Sounds far-fetched, but I do think we see high of day, depending on how we break it. Depending on how we break it. Let's see though. Goat got me paid, made up for the SPX cause I lost on holding this week. My dog. Fuck yeah. As soon as stream ended, I think you started dropping. Nice W, my guy. No, appreciate you guys. Yeah. Regardless, I'm break even on this last trade, and will be my last trade for the session. If it plays out, amazing. I'm green for the session. If it doesn't, red for the session. Doesn't matter. Moving this BPR here to the side. So at this point, let me see. At the peak, oh shit. At the peak, this was a 2R trade, which almost should have made up for my losses. Let's see though. Not liking this 5 minute. But again, we are in the middle of a range, so that's to be expected. Have a 15-minute bar popped up. Okay. Literally just doing nothing now at this point. Doing nada. Again, I kind of want to aim for higher. 40 minutes left. Nah, it is what it is. I'm gonna aim for the low hanging fruit. 15 minute, 5 minute. My Azang Apex account is hanging by the thread. Still, somehow I haven't blown it yet. 110 margin left. Enough for about one good trade, huh? One thing I learned from you is start going break even. The trade is more than in your favor. Yeah, because dynamic R changes a lot, and at this point, it all depends on the charts too. Like at this point, if we come back to entry. The chart, even if we come back and take it, I don't want price to do that, right? I want price to tap the 5 minute gap, maybe the midway point of the 5 minute gap, and then redistribute higher. right? That's what I would want price to do. And if we come back and tap me out, then I'd much rather take a lock a 1R trade. Essentially, that's what it is, because the risk was put out. 1R was put out, right? At break even, I'm locking in the 1R essentially, right? It's a free trade at this point. But it all depends on the chart. And lately, as of lately, I've been trying to get earlier entries. And that does mean especially for stream, because for stream, I was trying to take more stabs. And the way to do so is try to get earlier entries. So with that, I have the advantage of moving my stop to where it's a comfortable spot, right? Where if I waited for that 5 minutes to invert, my stop would have been, break even would have been slightly higher, right? Chat. Yeah, I'm adding to those UPS. I'm adding. What thing? Yeah. Fucking Alex, man. Let me see. I'll tell you right now off stream. Chat, if you guys don't mind, while that's loading, let me look at my UPS. Do I want to get the same contracts or a little bit further out? I think the same contracts are fine. Just added slightly more to that, to the UPS puts. All right, just shot you a message, Alex. UPS puts. Bull here? Bull on what? Please don't say you're bull on UPS. Yeah, stock market scientist, the bearish close on the weekly and the daily. Right at that level, it's a perfect setup, which I'm trying to be cautious and here's where I am. Oh, I'm conflicted because I'm up nice on options for the month. It's been one of my bigger months for options. I caught fucking nothing but bangers. I caught SPY longs for a nice return, QQQ longs for a decent return. I caught QQQ puts. Everything was shared live with you guys when what I was looking for. It could have been free money if you guys were open to taking risk, right? QQQ puts, meta puts, And yeah, I literally banked on everything in the last couple of days, right? Couple of weeks actually. And I'm stuck between, do I push it on do I keep pushing it to try to make it even bigger month, or do I just kind of keep the same risk, right? Keep the same risk, which is where I'm conflicted here on UPS. It's a picture perfect setup, but I don't want to be too overexposed to where I give away more than I would want for the month. But I also, if it does play out, it would be a very good like, I'm happy with the setup, right? So that's where I'm at. So I added some, right, but not a lot. I'm still comfortable with the risk that I'm holding on UPS. More than comfortable. And now as I'm speaking this out loud, it makes me want to add more. We'll see how we close. If we can close very, very bearish at the low of the range, then I would look to add some more. But for now, just letting it be its thing. Expiring. Expiring when? Expiring 9/11 for me, so 3 weeks out. It's really a blessing having all these streams. I really consider you guys all my mentors. My dog, Rye Guy, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, honestly, if I had this when I was fucking in the trenches, door dashing every day, bro, this would be amazing. Alex, for those who are new here, Alex is my blood cousin, right? He started a options account with 500 bucks, right? Literally not even a month ago. Alex, what are you sitting at currently? I'm not saying I do signals, but I've just been helping him out. What are you? Oh, you sent me a screenshot of the option. No, send me your. You can say it on chat or on message, whatever you want. But how much are you up so far off those 500 bucks? Literally couple weeks ago. While we wait for him, he basically turned 500 bucks into 5,200. Crazy. And like, what was it, like 2 with only 3 days? Yeah. Fuck yeah. And that was all on SPY, Meta, and QQQ. And he would have been up more, but he sold. He didn't fall. He sold too early on the QQQ puts. He wanted to lock it in. No 0 DTE. No, nothing like that. It was minimum a week out, 2 weeks out. Yeah, it should have been exact. That's what I'm saying. And keep in mind, he wasn't exposed for over 600, 700 bucks per option contract per position. So this isn't fucking no degen shit he was doing. It was all premeditated, one could say. Yeah, watch. Send me the screenshot, Alex, of the I guess the last month. Go to Colombia to get some girls. Some guy. Fire Canada deposit ever. No, he's had an account before. I think futures is a gateway to options. I think futures, you get your capital up, and options can be a way to deploy that capital. So chat, this is a screenshot he just sent me. Let me show you guys. So this is his current position. Let me see. Okay, camera isn't too good, but that's his current UPS position, right? And then the one right before that, chat. That's how you know he's a DJ. And then so this is the screenshot, right? year to date so far, or sorry, he just started, so it should year to date and past month should be the same. 5,000. Fucking banger, bro. You're crushing it, my dog. At the end of the day, he's exposing himself to risk. Although he is taking the same thing I'm taking, he's exposing himself to risk. So, yeah, he's taking the risk. Yeah, that's the power of options. Like futures are amazing for a day-to-day. I think everyone should do futures, but I think options, I'm getting reminded now this month that the upside potential is crazy, especially if you, yes, I'm still holding UPS. Matter of fact, I sold some, or I bought some more right now. It's 3 weeks out, not really. 3 weeks out is it depends on what move you're looking for, right? Or downside you coming, you think? On what? On UPS or NQ? Almost shit. Chat, I'm gonna have to end stream today right at 3:30, or probably a little bit earlier, 3:28ish, just because I did only get the room for 2 hours and I managed to get in here right at the so yeah, basically my time's gonna run out. Yeah, on UPS I do have more downside for sure. I think especially if we can close past 101.50. Yeah, past yesterday's low essentially. This is looking perfect to get a kind of like a free fall like we had over here, right? Day after day, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the whole week, we were just kind of trending. Kind of similar to what I'm looking here. And I would even think that 802, not in the next coming weeks, but over the course of the year could be tested, right? So maybe slightly more out the money would be, sorry, slightly more time on these contracts, but we'll see though. We shall see. Are you all packed and ready? Yeah. Okay. Man, so currently in this trade, still about 1.4 R. Let's see what we get, chat. Let's see what we get. Where's the ES here? ES, still not yet at premium. So it's looking good, chat. Looking good. Just a matter of waiting now to see if we get a end of day pump here. Have a safe flight, Lomeli. Catch you next week on Monday because we got your home. My dog Sam, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Monday it should be back at my regular setup, and that should be fun. Yeah, it's fun. My dog, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I should probably yeah, I'm gonna start heading out of here, chat. I'm gonna end it here, but this trade is looking good. If and when it hits, should be up pretty small. Should be up pretty small on the session, but nonetheless, it should be up if it hits. Otherwise, you guys know what it is, right? Stop is at break even on this. Target for about a 3R trade. If you're really convicted on higher, 6R for the high of day isn't far-fetched, especially if the MOC time at 1250 or 350, we get volatility to the upside, right? So for now, I have my limit orders, one at break even, the other limit order at TP. So let's see what gets hit. Alerts are set, and that's it for me, chat. Gotta get out of here before they kick me out. Strikes for UPS, I have 911, or sorry, 911. 911 is the expiration. Strike price 100. They're currently, what state are you in, bro? Right now, I'm in New York, heading to California. My dogs, appreciate every single one of you guys, and again, yeah, appreciate you guys. Let's see, we're pumping. So, chat, should I hold the stream and just take it outside? Would you guys want that or no? I can just reconnect. Yeah, I'm a pack away. Let me pack, chat. I'll stay on. Yeah, take it on the plane, bro. Take it on the plane is crazy. Hold it. Ask me outside. How about that? Catch me outside. Every time I'm doing work, chat, I take off my watch because I'm always scratching my computer. Nah, I'm fine, thank you. They're not kicking me out. I only rented, because you have to rent the room out, and I only rented for 2 hours for stream. Plus, I'm not, I don't need it for any longer, I guess. Nah, no one's getting kicked out though. It's just I need to you know what I'll do? I could just take out my AirPods and connect it and store this big ass mic. You know what, chat? I'm gonna end it here just to avoid fuck, I hella want to stay on. Fuck it, chat. I'll stay on. Let me just connect my AirPods, or sorry, these wired headphones into my screen. You need it? Fuck it. Yeah, I could just sit outside while this plays out. Or I guess we could stay long. What time did we check in? Alright, let me... It was like at 30 something, no? 37? 30? Okay. All right, can you guys hear me? Testing. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, that's perfect. Testing. Cool. All right. Take you guys on the plane with me. How about that? Yeah. This is gonna be a little headache, honestly. Honestly, chat, I think I'm gonna end it here, chat. Just because walking out of this shit, leaving from, yeah, I'm all out of here, chat. Let me put my shit away. It's too much to carry. Yeah, sounds good, chat. I'm gonna head out of here. Later, chat. I'm gonna end it. Bye. Yeah, appreciate everything. Yeah, bye. I need to get out of here. Bye.